Fuck you, Sony. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking about Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, it's been a few hours since I saw the trailer and I saw all the other PS5 trailers that have come out. It wasn't that great. Their PS5 show was actually kind of shitty. There was a few things that looked interesting, but I digress. We'll get into all that later. But what I really want to talk about is this game, because I feel like every time that they put out a Miles Morales thing, I feel obligated to have to make a rant video on this fucking kid. And it's so aggravating that they keep cramming this character down our throats. You can't get away from him in Marvel Spider-Man, and now they're just going to give him his own game. You know, they gave him his own movie, why not give him his own game? Because fuck logic, right? Because, because this character deserves a video game. This character really deserves a fucking movie, right? Let me tell you something. If anyone who deserved a movie / video game is Spider-Man 2099. I have said this since day one. That the real Spider-Man, you want to do a different Spider-Man? You want to do a different one? You want to do one that's new? Do 2099. You want to do the neon lights? You want to do the futuristic setting city thing? Do 2099. You'll have a lot more fun designing the city. You'll have a lot more fun designing the characters and the vehicles and everything else. You'll have your environmental designers will have a fucking field day with that shit. But no, you want to keep going back to Spider-Verse. You want to keep going back to this fucking same old shit. Oh, well, Spider-Verse made a lot of money, so let's just redo Spider-Verse but a fucking video game. Because that's exactly what this fucking game looks like. It's just Spider-Verse. The winter setting. The fact that it's just Miles by himself. Let me tell you something. You know, when I was making this video, or when I was about to make this video, or when I was preparing to make this video, I was trying to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to just put the camera here, hit play, and just start going, just start yelling? Or was I gonna wait? Was I gonna do some research, and then was I gonna put the camera here? I went with option B, okay? So yeah, I did a little 2-minute little rant for you guys, because it's been a while since I've actually yelled on camera, and it's been a while since I've done these videos. Hey, how you doing? It's been a while. But anyway, I digress. Now that I'm calming down and I'm pulling back, let me explain the reasons why I'm upset, okay? And I can't say because, oh, Miles bad, because I've said that so many times and it's not actually a good argument. So let me actually give you some good arguments, okay? Shall we? So let's go. Reasons why I'm mad. Skipped them. It looks like you skipped Peter. You set up all this plot in the original Marvel Spider-Man, and then you skipped all of it. You went into the future, and you just ignored everything that you were going to do. That's what it looks like, okay? And again, I'll get back to that. But by first glance, it looks like they skipped everything. They didn't bother going into all the shit that they teased at the end of the first game. And it looks like they just they pushed Miles, because again, they want to keep pushing Miles as like the Spider-Man when he's not even a good Spider-Man. You know, he's just Peter Parker, but mixed or black. And I hate that, because it's like putting on a different skin. You're still the same fucking character. That's the problem with Miles Morales. That's a problem with a lot of tokenized characters these days. It's really fucking disgusting with Marvel Comics these days. But whatever, I digress. Like I said, they skipped Peter, it looks like, by first glance. And that is a big fucking no-no. Okay, and I'm not the only one who's a little pissed about this. Okay, so another thing. Again, it looks like they're riding off of Spider-Verse. It looks like they're riding off of the success of Spider-Verse. Well, what do you mean, Mike? What do you mean by they're riding off the success of Spider-Verse? Let me explain. The neon lights. You guys notice the neon coloring, the neon lights like they like to do in the Spider-Verse movies? They have that here. Remember the winter setting in Spider-Verse? They have that here. Do you remember the be yourself? Do you want to know what they had this thing? Oh, be yourself at the end. So it said be greater, and then they said be yourself in red letters at the end of the trailer. You want to know why they're probably saying that? And you want to know why Spider-Man, Peter Parker, says his quote at the beginning of the video or at the beginning of the trailer? Let me explain why. Because Marvel writers know that this character is not new. This character's not fresh. They know that he's just a reskin of Peter Parker. They know, okay? They know how we really feel about this. They know how pissed people like me are about it. So what they try to do is they like to keep lying to you. They like to keep saying, oh, you gotta be yourself. You gotta be different, right? He's not different. Miles Morales is not different from Peter Parker. He goes to a different high school, but he's a little brainy little kid, yada yada yada. He's got spider powers. He's got the same type of powers. The only thing that is different is the fact that he can turn invisible, which is overpowered. But even then it's not, because Spider-Man wins in that regard. Can't sneak up on him. And then there's the idea of he can zap you with like electricity, even though that's not a spider power, but okay, I guess he can just zap people. Whatever. The point is that he is pretty much Peter Parker, but black. Okay, that's been my argument for the longest fucking time. And again, we didn't see much about this story. We don't really know what this is going to be about. Okay, which leads me to my next point. What about length? What about length of this thing? You know, and I was thinking about this when I was making this video. Is this going to be like the Resident Evil 2 remake to the Resident Evil 3 remake type of thing? Where, like, for example, Marvel Spider-Man was a pretty lengthy game. Is this going to be shorter? Is this going to be a shorter game? Because they said that this game is coming out this year. This year, 2020 December, when they kick off the PS5. I am not fucking joking you. That's the plan. They're trying to kick the PS5 off with Miles. A tokenized version of Peter Parker. That's your plan. You're gonna take the fake ass Spider-Man and use him to kick off the PS5. No. no thanks. And honestly, like I said, I'm kind of done with PlayStation with Sony, and I'm gonna explain why at the end. But my God, like I said, this could be like the Resident Evil 3 remake to the Resident Evil 2 remake, where it might be shorter. It might not be a great length. It might be, it could be short. It could. They're probably going to reuse assets. They're probably going to add a few little tiny things in. They're going to sell the game at full price. They're probably going to sell the game at full price, $60. Do you want a $60 DLC? Because that was a lot of people's arguments when Resident Evil 3 Remake came out. And I am an idiot. And I really like Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I will make a review and I will defend that game. But that game is relatively short to people. This game could be relatively short to people, and it's coming out this year. So, like I said, they're probably going to reuse assets. They're probably just going to add a few little tiny things, and they're going to sell it at $60. I bet you money that people are not going to look at this and say, oh, why wasn't it just a DLC for Marvel Spider-Man like they did with Resident Evil 3 Remake? Wanna why? Because they can't say that because it's Miles Morales and he's black, even though he's technically mixed. But I digress. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not happy. I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off. let me just wrap up here. Here's the thing, and I actually found this out, I actually realized this before I started this video. It might not be, it most likely is not Marvel Spider-Man 2, right? Because it's just called Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's not called Marvel Spider-Man 2. So that's the good news. The good news is that it's if I had to assume what this game is or what it's trying to be, I would assume that it's trying to be like a futuristic like setting where it's just Miles now as like an adult or something. If I had to actually sit down and think about it, that's my conclusion with that. That's what it looks like they're doing. But here's the thing, I'm pissed because it's like, okay, you want to have your Miles Morales game? There you go. But just give me my plain Peter Parker then. But no, he's got to be shoved in there too. I am sick of that character. They shoved this character down my throat in the cartoons. Marvel Spider-Man cartoons, in your face. Ultimate Spider-Man, it's in your face. In the comics, he was part of the main universe for a while. In your face. He doesn't go away. They keep shoving this character in your face, down your throat, and they won't let you shit it out. Because they just keep feeding you it. And I hate it. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, I want to say a few more things about Sony specifically. Okay, I want to make a few arguments because I want to prove a point. So, I want to talk about Sony's exclusives. So, you guys know that PlayStation is famous for their exclusives, alright? But let me explain something. I bought a PC recently. I bought a PC for like $1,000, okay? And word on the street is that this PlayStation 5 could be like $700. Why would you spend $700 on a console that... Oh yeah, and get this. You know Horizon Zero Dawn? There's going to be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Yeah. Do you know that Horizon Zero Dawn, the first game, is going to be put on PC? You know that it looks like that their exclusives are starting to go to PC games and Xbox games? I think Sony's losing their exclusives. Why would you pay $700 for their exclusives if their exclusives are just going to go to games, to PC games or Xbox games? Why? When you can just buy a $1,000 PC, or you can buy an Xbox, because Xbox likes to gloat, oh, we're so much more powerful than PC. Even though I never was a PC fan. I love 360 Xbox, but I love my PS4, and honestly, I'm not putting another dime into that PS4 now. I'm done. I'm sick of PlayStation. I'm just gonna go buy a bunch of Steam games. I'm just done. So, fuck you, Sony. That's all I have to say. So, whatever. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.